Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be on this wild, wacky, and sometimes dangerous Machin planet of ours. Yes, there are Machins afoot. They're all over the place, and they're like snow. And they need sorting out, and I'm the man to do it. If I'm a bit wheezy today, winter must be coming, because my sinuses are pretty bad today. So where were we yesterday? Well, we had a bit of a spelling mistake, but we had these Machins on 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages, all the way down to 9.5p. So from a halfpenny all the way down to 9.5. Some, as you can see, have got two different colours, so they've been released in or issued at two different eras. But to keep it simple for me, because I'm a plain and simple guy, I'm just going to have the stamps in an order. It's the first order I've ever done. And I'm going to do it in monetary terms, if you will. So, today I've had a look at all the way up from number 10. Not Downing Street, but number 10. All the way up to 19.5p. So what have we got? Well, let's start here. 10p, 1974, so that gives us a nice old date. It's a nice copper brown, and Her Majesty the Queen looks resplendent there in her Machin crown. So here we have a dark queen face, and here we have a very light one to correspond with a lighter, possibly version of the same stamp. I don't know, but I certainly found three different 10p's, and only a lot of them, but not so many of these. So I wonder if there's some differentials out there. I suggest not, because that's simply too pale, isn't it, compared to this. And then when we come here, we have again a very lighter tone, but this time with a darker Her Majesty the Queen there, and it's got 76 probably on it, or 79, something like that. So that dates it quite well. We now go on to 10.5p. Lovely golden colour, a light gold, if anything, a metallic gold almost. It isn't quite that, but yeah. Possibly good wood in Hertfordshire. We have wood here and hearts, so I don't know, but 10.5p. And another 10.5p, and this is a Christmas stamp, in as much that it's got 15th of de on it. De. If it had carried on, it would spell December, which would be on the cover. But yeah, you can tell it's a Christmas stamp by the cancellation. You can't tell which year, though if you were to Google or AI 10.5p grey Machin, it would probably tell you what years these were in operation, as opposed to these 10.5p's. So when you go into the post office, which one are you getting? We go down, and we've got a pinkish 11p rosé, I would call it. It's neither white nor red. It's somewhere in between rosé, a little bit insipid as a wine, but I do quite like it as a stamp. So that's pretty nice. That could be actually Coventry or Daventry, maybe. It's RY, maybe. I don't know. We further go down into the depths, and here we have an 11.5p, 11.5 as written here, and it's a good old standout. You know, it's not black and white, but it's as near as you can get it to a very definitive, if we could call it that. Play on words there. Here we've got 12p. I'm just looking at the cancel. Something Lee. Could it be Peter Lee? But Lee. I don't know. I'm not going to guess anymore. But that's a nice olive green. 12p. Fairly nice cancel, in as much that with a bit of luck I can see the 30th of December there. But not the year, unfortunately. Okay, 12.5p. This is the lime green. Is it a lime green? Possibly it is. Not my favourite colour, difficult to see. Could just about make out the 12.5. If it was black, if the writing was black on it, then possibly, but none of the stamps, as you know, have got the black writing on it. And this one could possibly have done with that. Though they were never going to change it to make me happy, were they? No, sir. Right, sir. What's next? 13p. Salmon pink, or salmon. Certainly a very light brown. The cancel is... The cancel would be some sort of slogan going on there. Move down. A dark chocolate, 13.5p. That's very standoutish. You can see all the details on the crown stand out quite nicely. Yeah, I think the darker they are, possibly the more the eye is trained onto the details of the engraving. And this is another fine example of that when we go to the 14p here. It's not black, it's very, very dark navy blue. And the Queen's neck, what a wonderful neck, stands out, very fine. And a nice necklace there, the crown, and yeah, it's lovely. Move along slightly and you get a lighter background and a darker, albeit it's a different value. By that I mean it's a different value of the colour. It's a deeper value of the colour. Yeah, is that skegnet? I don't know why I love to read these slogans. I fail miserably a lot. Okay, 14.5p is missing. There is a 14.5p. I ain't got it. And I've checked through my collection of randoms. Not all the collection. Because, for example, I'm not fully... I've been through them, but I've still got these here. And others beside. So there could be one... There could be one hiding somewhere. 11.5p. Have I got that pink one? 11.5p. Yes. There could be a 14.5p hiding somewhere. If I've got it, it will be stuck there. 15p. Now again, we've got some sort of... First of all three of these are the same colour, albeit blue. This is a lighter blue. That's a lighter blue compared to this blue. So we've got like a royal blue here. And we've got the Queen, and we've got Queen Vic, and we've got Queen Liz, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, and here we have a navy blue, a darker blue. And this is 1981. Yeah, so that's fairly interesting, isn't it? Move down, 15.5p, lilac. 15.5p, I'm looking at the... I'm not going to look at that anymore. 15.5p, difficult to see sometimes. There's a fade in, fade out, dark into light. I do prefer the one colour background, but it's not up to me. I'm not making those decisions. 16p is missing. Again, I've had a look. There isn't one in my collection, and the same can be said for the 16.5p. Now, whether they were produced or not, well, I can say, according to Wikipedia and also to AI, they were produced. There weren't. There's only one of them. You know, there's not like three of them. There's only one that I can see from what meagre research I've done. But I've left a gap for them there. And I hope to fill in those gaps with fill that gap. 17p. Okay, a grey one. Again, I'm going to go with the postcode here, so be properly addressed. Use a postcode, fair enough. And a darker one, 17p. And this looks quite nice and neat and tidy, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't, because the council has almost butchered it. But you see the difference and the way the Queen stands out. Much better than this. 17.5p is missing. 18p, nice green. Someone's been overdoing the cutting. And here we have 18B again. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. 18p. Actually, I'm not against the screen. It's more of a violent screen, is it? It's more illuminated, illuminant. Oh, excuse me. 18. And then we finally go on to the 19, and I forgot to put the 19 there. And 19 is your classic first class colour orange red stamp. And oh God. God bless me. God bless me. And a 19 here, which is ironically a little bit like the colour of the first class stamp, eternal stamp. You know what I mean, you know where I'm going with these. And one thing that did stand out was there is no 18.5p stamp. Now that is the first, 18 is the first number that didn't have a half p differential in it. Do you get what I mean? So all of these other numbers have got 17.5, 16.5, 15.5. 18 didn't have 18.5. It went straight to 19. And I asked the reason of AI, and it said it probably didn't correspond to any of the postal rates of the time. And I think that's a very poor excuse. Somebody would have known this and must have made that seismic decision to actually get away, or to do away with, have it away with the half p associated with the 18p. Do we go back to half p's after? We do, but as far as I know, not in the 19. In fact, am I sure about that? I'm not sure. If you know the answer to that, let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, I will do a little bit of research myself and see if there is a 19.5p. If there is, it's going to fit nicely there, is it not? And I haven't got any of the 19.5p's, so I don't know. Anyway, that's my video for today. I will continue as I possibly can into the 20s next time, so anything from 20 up to 29.5p. I suspect it will not go all the way. There will be big old gaps in numbers. I'm hoping so anyway, because otherwise it's going to be a very, very thick folder. So, returning to Machin's decimals. I'm not sure. I may have to get a piece over this when I do the spell check and cover that error. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I'm going to get a couple of Panadol now and maybe knock this runny nose and this sinusitis on my head. I'll talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.